All right, guys, today we're doing another nursing episode. This one's going to be called How to Study for Nursing School. This is geared to nursing students that are in the program or that are starting out as freshmen in college. All right, so here we go.
So we're going to feature 3 different people here, all in different stages of their nursing career. We have Peter here, who just graduated as well, and he's working at a pediatric hospital. Luke over there at the corner is a Filipino, so obviously he's in nursing school. He's a junior year nursing student, okay? And then we have JC, another Filipino, and once again, obviously a nursing student.
Destiny.
And he just started school. Like, he just graduated his senior year of high school, and he's just starting school. And he's actually the reason we're doing this video. He texted Ricky yesterday saying, how do I do this? How do I do nursing? Which gave us the idea that there's probably many more of you guys out there asking the same question.
Now, JC, let me ask you, when you first start school, what is just the first question that comes to your head?
I mean, I guess the first question that comes to my head would be, how do I study for this? Like, how do I study for all the material and, all that stuff.
I feel like there's 2 different answers with 2 different perspectives for this question. Like, there's a question for you, and the application for you is prerequisites, because that's what you're going through currently. Your prerequisites are mostly going to be a lot of memorizing stuff. You're not going to have to apply concepts and understand concepts and apply them. You're mostly just going to have to remember, okay, the different phases of cell mitosis and all that
History stuff.
Yeah, history and psychology and what's that format that you have to do papers? APA format. And for the sake of this video, we'll focus on those science classes like A&P, massively important. Microbiology, not that important. Chemistry, not that important. A&P is the biggest thing here, okay? So I remember when I first started studying for nursing classes, for those classes, Ricky and I actually studied together, and pretty much when I look back on it, I'm amazed that we did well, because we would literally just sit by each other and just read each other this stuff. Just literally read each other the stuff, and I don't know, I'm astonished it worked. But pretty much the biggest thing for you need to do is really need to make sure you're taking in the info that you read. As a new person, when you're reading this stuff, it just can go in one ear and come out the other, okay? Mm-hmm. It's better to read less and memorize more than to read an entire chapter and not take anything in, okay? So, it's important to focus on, just step-by-step stuff, okay? Anybody else got anything?
What I did is I basically went over what the teacher actually told me to study, so I just went through the PowerPoints.
Are you talking, what classes are you talking about?
A&P.
A&P, okay.
Yeah. So honestly, I didn't really touch the book much.
Read the book.
Read the book. Read the book, but don't focus on that too much. Don't put all your focus on just the book. Just focus a lot on what the teacher says. What I did, I usually recorded the lectures, and because I'm an auditory learner, that's how I learn best.
And that's something that you need to figure out yourself. You need to figure out how do you learn? Are you a tactile learner? Are you a visual learner, auditory learner, like you said? So you need to play with it and figure out what works best for you. Yeah. It's like this. When you're doing your prereqs, you're learning a bunch of concrete info, like A plus B equals C. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is the structure of a bone. That is it. It will not change. Now, for nursing classes, it's a lot of abstract thinking. Things can change based on how the question is asked, how the patient is walking. Everything can change, so there's still a lot of little micro places where things can change. But with your prereqs, it's all concrete stuff, so focus on concrete learning. Okay. All right? This is this, and that is that.
So did that help you out?
Yeah, it helped a lot.
All right, so you guys helped out JC, but I already passed all those classes. I did that. I passed A&P, I passed chemistry, all those classes and whatnot. So my question is, what do I do to study for these upper level nursing classes? The heart of the
core.
The core.
Okay.
The core.
I'll start this one off. So this is what I would do. So say I'm going to med surg. I'm going to class tomorrow. and we're going over chapter 1 tomorrow.
How to catheterize a patient.
I would read that before I went to class, all right? You know, I'm not trying to sit there and memorize, I'm just reading it through one time thoroughly. So when I would show up to class and the teacher was going over it, I was able to, you know, be engaged. I could anticipate what they were going to say. I could, you know, in my head I was already knowing the answers to some of the questions, stuff like that. So you're engaged in class because you already read it beforehand. That was the first thing I did. Second thing I did was I would record a lot of the lectures. I would listen to it in the car sometimes. I would listen to it in the gym, and what that does is the teacher's going to put emphasis on what they're going to test on. So the more you hear that repeated in your head, you know, the more it's just going to get solidified in your head. Now the third thing I would do is I would get my highlighter out in class, and I would highlight everything that the teacher said. In my head, if they're saying it in class, they're probably going to test over it. So I would just highlight everything that they said.
I mean, you got to realize a lot of times they know the test, and because they've done it previous years, so they know what's going to be on it. So the stuff they talk about in class, that's like key. That's valuable. I mean, obviously every teacher is going to throw in a question that was in the, I don't know, BC 1800 cell mitosis, just something random. You know, it's the most random question in the world. But you get the point.
The last thing I would do after all that is I would do practice questions at the end. So I've read it myself, I've been engaged in class, then I re-listen to it with the lectures, and then I would apply it with the questions. And then right before the test, I'd go back and I would re-skim all my highlighted areas, just get a refresh. And you know, once I'm answering all the questions correctly, then I figured I was ready for the test. So that's how I did it.
So what happened to me in nursing school was a little bit different than these guys. Probably these guys didn't go through what I'd gone through. I failed both of my tests. You didn't fail both of your tests, did you?
You failed? Which test did you fail?
Fundamentals and physical assessment. First few tests of nursing school. Anyways, I failed both the tests because I used to get really good grades in pre-nursing classes, and then once when I got into the nursing, like started taking fundamentals, I kind of just went all the way down. So what I did is I kind of explored why I was getting things wrong. I was overthinking the questions. That was one thing, and then the second thing I did was I used all my senses, because that's how we learn from our environment. We like see, we taste, or we hear, whatever.
Yeah, he went
tasted the material.
I literally tasted the
He
material.
licked the book.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Dude, that's his book, man.
Sorry, dude.
So the best way I actually learn is through like hearing the lectures. So I recorded the lectures. Second thing, I wrote notes, right? That's kind of like my tactile type of learning.
Mm-hmm.
And then at home, when nobody was listening to me, I just said things out loud. So
The glutition. The mouth consists of the lips and the oral cavity.
You're okay.
you're an idiot, man. Dude, I'm showing what I'm actually.
It's the way he learns, man. Why are you laughing?
Oh, so I actually had to say things out loud, and that stayed in all that content stayed in my head much easier than if I were just to use, just wrote notes and just listen to the content. So that helped me a lot.
And we're all laughing right now at Peter, but guess what? He's a nurse right now.
Yeah,
And he's stacking that bread. So whatever way you can do it, you do it. So, Luke, does that answer your question pretty good?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's
Yeah.
gonna take
Do you
a
feel
little-
better prepared?
Yes. This
It's
is
gonna take a lot of editing.
Okay, guys. So we talked about how to study and all that stuff, but how do we actually set aside time to learn all this material? Like, do we take 30 minutes? Do we take 5 hours? I mean, how much time do we really need?
I mean, I think this question is all about however much time you need specifically. Ricky took less time than I did. I took more time than he did. Peter took a different amount of time. It all depends on you. You just got to make sure that you're giving nursing school enough time that you're seeing results, and by results I mean successful test scores, and that you're actually learning information. Because successful test scores is not everything. Because then there's this test called NCLEX, where you can be doing great in your test, but then fail NCLEX because you're not actually retaining information. Anybody else got anything to add on that?
So I will say, for me, the way we talked about preparing for one class, all the highlighting and the reading and all the listening to the lectures, that's a lot. Now you multiply that maybe times 3 or 4 classes, throw in some clinicals in there, you know, it's safe to say you're gonna have a full schedule. Now me, it took a lot of my time. I mean, that's just general. But then there was like some moms that worked three times a week, raised a family and cooked dinner every night. Shout out to you moms who did that. That's hardcore. Like there's no way they could give like 8 hours, 5 hours a day. You know, they were just killing it. Like their efficiency was just so high. So yeah, like you said, it's just subjective. Peter, you got anything?
No.
JC, did that answer your question?
I mean,
Yeah.
Peter actually took the least amount of time because all he had to do was lick the book.
Thanks for watching the video.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
Subscribe for more videos.
So guys, thank you for. Can you do it? Because it's not my channel. That's what I was about to say. My channel. Thanks for watching our video. And Rob is so stupid, and Rob's gonna take it from here.
Thanks for watching our video, guys. We really appreciate it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. If we didn't cover anything that you guys potentially want to address, go ahead and shoot us a comment. We will either make another video or we'll just exchange emails and stuff, something like that. Anyways, thanks guys, we appreciate it, and Rice out.
Peace out.
Alright, so I can... Damn it. I gave somebody a small story the other day.
3. Oh.
It would be help if you had a chest from working out. He just says things out loud and he licks the book. His mom still buys his clothes.
Oh gosh.
No, dude, those are new shoes.
Those are sweet.
Dang, man, you're rich, dude.
I edit that out.
Because it's important to use all your senses. And this is how Peter did it, okay? He would just lick the book and he retained all the info. It was great.
Yeah, I just slept. Subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe.
Comment, let us know what else you guys, if you guys have any questions. We gotta respond to that girl.
I did respond to her.
You did?
I responded to you.
Could you tell I was licking the book?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could hear it. You could hear the lick.
I think I might be sick now.